Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about IELTS General Training Task 1. Basically this is about letter. It can be formal or informal. And today we are going to learn about the basic, some fundamentals and some tips in brief. So let's get started. Basically, letters are an important form of communication. In the General Training Writing Task 1, you are given a situation and tested on your ability to write a letter in an appropriate style in order to achieve a certain outcome. You need to include all the necessary details so that the purpose of your letter is clear and the reader can easily understand your message. So this is really important, and in General Training Writing Task 1 that you understand the question, because you are given a situation and tested on your ability to write a letter in an appropriate style. So style does matter. You need to include all the necessary details so that the purpose of your letter is clear and the reader, the examiner, can easily understand your message. So this is the main thing that you need to focus on in your General Training Writing Task 1. Let's see an example. The task will present a situation to you on the question paper, basically in paper-based IELTS test, and it would be in your computer in an CD IELTS or computer delivered test. So you have to write in the first person and imagine yourself in the situation. Like, let's check an example. You recently went shopping at the local supermarket. When you got home and studied your bill, you found that you had been charged for items you didn't purchase. So it means that you need to write a letter to the supermarket manager explaining what has happened. Tell the manager how you feel about the error and ask them to do something about it. So this is the given situation that you recently went shopping at the local supermarket, and when you got home you studied the bill, and you found that you had been charged for the items you did not purchase. So this is the situation that examiner gave to you as a letter. So what kind of necessary things that we have studied here? Necessary details. So what are the necessary details that you should include in your letter? That what has happened at the time of shopping when you were at the supermarket, and tell the manager how you feel about the error that they have made, and at last you need to ask them to do something about it because you had been charged for the items you did not purchase, so it's costing you. So here, how can you simplify this task? First of all, you can underline the verbs in the task which expresses what you have to do, explaining what has happened, how you feel, and ask. So these are the important verbs that you need to focus on, and this is the main task that you need to write about. So what is the purpose of a letter? Well, it is really important to remember that a letter in the form of communication, formal or semi-formal letters, are always written with a particular purpose in mind. So in your writing task 1, you need to mention your purpose of writing the letter. So what is really meant by a purpose? Give some examples. So this is a task for you. What sort of things may prevent a letter from achieving its purpose, and what purpose is intended in the task above? Here in this task, what purpose that you can write down. So this is the task that I am giving to you, so please make sure and answer it in comments. So let's starting out. The purpose is sometimes stressed at the beginning of the letter. It depends on the type of letter that you are writing as to how much you emphasize your purpose at the start or whether you decide to leave it to the end of the letter. However, you do need to open your letter with something that will be appropriate for the reader and will capture the reader's attention, and there are structures to help you to do this. Read the following examples. For example, you can express your purpose like this by writing these sentences. I'm writing with regard or reference to. I'm writing with regard to. I'm writing in connection with. I'm writing to express my concern or my dissatisfaction about whatever the topic or situation is. You can include that here in this part. I would like to draw your attention to the, for example, I would like to draw your attention to the mishandling of the things and in the office and to the vacant area in your streets, things like that. I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction about the poor work that you guys have did on my car and like that. So I'm giving you a task here right now. So discuss the purpose of each of the following letters. First of all, a letter to the gas company about a second bill or a reminder that you have received when you had already paid the first. So what kind of letter it would be and what would be the purpose? A letter to a close relative with an invitation to a surprise party. A letter to an old teacher asking for a reference for a job. A letter to a garage about some poor mechanical work they did on your car. So you can take it and write your letter, your purpose of the letter by choosing these sentences. Let's move on. So it is really important in order to achieve the target that and also to make sure that you are not missing any important details in your letter. So you should construct a situation like this. Well, in the case of the previous example of supermarket, we can make a bubble diagram like this. So it is important that any background you provide on the situation is clear and include all the information the reader needs. So how to construct a situation? You can write your short sentences or phrases or words like this. Do not write full sentences, just write phrases in the form of phrases or some words. So here's the situation, and you can mention the date or remind the date that when you shopped there, and details of items not purchased, time of noticing error, name and location of the store, or you can start it with here, name and location of the store, cashier, total amount of the bill, method of payment, how did you made that payment, through cash or check or by using any online transaction methods, and excess charge, how much you have charged extra, and date and details of the item purchased. So here you can see that with the help of a simple bubble diagram you can construct situation, and after that later on you can make your sentences from this, so it will be really easier for you. So how to approach the task? You will need to invent some information for the task. You must use your imagination, but make sure your ideas are realistic and fit the situation. So copy this diagram and replace the ideas in the bubbles with realistic information. Consider the order in which you would want to present the information in the letter. Order like this, that here are things. So you can start it from here, name and location, second this, third this, the total amount of bill, fourth, fifth, like that. So you need to also make sure that you write everything in order, like a story, that you are telling a story to someone. Consider the tenses you will use. So what I can say about the tenses, that if something has happened in the past, you must use past tenses. So it would be clear to you what kind of tenses you should use from your question. So purpose is really important, has a significant role in your IELTS writing. Once you have your purpose clearly in mind and have given the reader some background information, you should continue with your message. The tone and level of formality that you use in your letter will also affect how successful you are at communicating your message. So this is also important, the message. So this is about tone and your level of formality. So if you are expressing your feelings like this, well, there are many feelings that you may wish to convey in your letter. Here are some of the vocabulary and structures associated with them. Here it is. So if you are not satisfied or want to show your dissatisfaction about, or you dislike something, you can write these phrases in that. I'm unhappy about, or I do not like, I'm not comfortable about, I'm not comfortable with, that something is not what I expected, something does not suit me or doesn't suit my need. And if you want to express your gratitude, then you can use the phrases thank you very much for your service, I very much appreciate it, I'm grateful to you for the extra bonus or everything that you want to show your gratitude with. So here are some phrases or sentences, forms that you can use when you want to express your feelings of regret or apology. I'm sorry that I was so rude yesterday. I regret that I was not at time. Please accept my apology for being late on the party or things like that. Please forgive me for unfortunately or like this. So here, if you want to express your annoyance, although I stated that despite my request for, even though I telephoned you about, you can use these sentences. Needs, wants, and desire. What I'm looking for is to work as an engineer in your company. So what would suit my best is to join you. I'm very keen. I would very much like to. I would be grateful if you could join us on the party, pleasure or satisfaction. So I was delighted by, I thoroughly enjoyed the dinner at your home. So everything was very impressive, enjoyable. So you must include some kind of sentences that should show your tone and some particular kind of feelings. So what is next? So you may also have to request or suggest something in your letter. So in that case, rewrite some of the messages in the left hand column using a structure from the right hand column. So how you can do it? Send me a brochure. I want a ticket for tonight's show. I think you should employ more staff. You should give up smoking. In my opinion, you should improve your service. So here it is. I would like to, I'm very interested in, could I suggest that please avoid, so you should give up smoking. Please avoid smoking. Send me a brochure. I would like to receive a brochure from you. I want a ticket for tonight's show. I'm very interested in watching tonight's show. So the writing and the words and structure that you choose to write or your letter or express your feelings really decide your tone. So tone in your letter, whether it is formal or informal, really matters in your IELTS general training. So why is your information always out of date? So would appreciate it if your information is up to date. So here we go. So you can also subscribe our channel. Also find Pioneer Education on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook and Telegram. You can also join our Telegram group to receive all the latest updates and tips about your IELTS exam, whether it is general training or academic. And please make sure you subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon, like and share this information with your friends. See you next time.